Melisa Tolja was a child of war, a war which lay waste to a thriving European city, Sarajevo. Civilians were the main victims. Melisa's childhood friends were among as many as 250,000 people killed in the Bosnian Civil War, which began 10 years ago on April the 6th.
I wish I could have those friends again with me, that we could live together again.
Sarajevo was besieged for 1,350 days as Serb artillery rained down an estimated 2.5 million shells. 70% of the city's buildings were destroyed or damaged, greatly adding to the hardship of people during the bitterly cold winters. 350,000 residents were trapped in Sarajevo. They risked their lives just going out of their shattered homes. Around 12,000 people, including 1,600 children, died during the epic siege, part of the bloodiest and most ruthless European conflict since the Second World War. As Serb forces tightened their stranglehold on Sarajevo, the struggle to stay alive became all-consuming. The city was on the brink of starvation when the United Nations managed to reopen the airport. Some convoys of food and medical supplies started getting through, but many were turned back by the encircling Serbs. Any way of staying warm was seized upon as the cold, hungry and war-weary population struggled to survive. The longest siege in modern history finally ended in October 1995. 10 years after the start of the war, Melisa Tolja tries to put the pain and loss of the siege behind her. She's now a journalist with the women's magazine Azra. It hurts her to recall the past.
I was wounded during the siege by a little piece of grenade. But I think that the hardest moments for me were situated in period of winters, terrible coldness, low temperatures, and on my apartment there were no windows because of detonations. They destroyed all of them. Moments of hunger. It is really hard to say this was the most difficult moment. I think in Sarajevo's hell, that siege.
During the siege, nowhere in Sarajevo was safe from attack. Even hospitals were fired on. Although some medical supplies got through, there was only the most rudimentary healthcare. Infant mortality doubled, but Leila Lisica survived. Her mother gave birth on the first day of the war, April the 6th, 1992.
When I left hospital, the war started. She never went outside until fresh air.
Leila is now a schoolgirl studying hard to fulfill her ambitions. With so many babies having died during the war, she and her family know just how lucky she is to be alive. But her mother can't help recalling her fears when Leila was born.
It was very difficult, and I was afraid that she wouldn't survive.
Leila is more concerned about what she's going to do when she grows up.
I'll be a doctor. I like this job. I'd like to help other people. I want to be there for people in need.
Throughout the years of the siege, Sarajevo was defended by a 50,000-strong force, mainly comprising volunteers. One of their commanders was General Jovan Divjak, seen here surveying the enemy through a telescope. At the height of the fighting, only a short distance separated Sarajevo's embattled defenders and the encircling Serb army. The former battlefield now looks peaceful enough, but it remains a very dangerous place. The war has bequeathed a deadly legacy because thousands of unexploded mines litter Bosnia. General Divjak acknowledges many theories as to why Sarajevo held out for so long, but he puts it down to the courage of the people.
Francuzi bi rekli, odnosno Morion bi negdje u svojoj knjizi rekao pa Sarajevo saved Sarajevo. Karadžić bi rekao negdje na ovdje na Vidikovcu, mi smo mogli da uđemo, ali nismo htjeli. Svaki ima svoju priču, ali meni je najbitnija ne priča nego istine da je 350.000 ljudi sa svojih 50.000 naoružanih spasilo Sarajevo.
During the siege, armed men were everywhere, even standing guard at the special performances put on to bring a little cheer to the city's children. It was at this time that Mladen Jelicic Troko earned a reputation for making children laugh, at least for a while, helping them forget the horrors of war. His work taught him an important lesson about the resilience and strength of children. Mladen now has great faith in Bosnia's coming generation and expects great things from them.
I'm absolutely and positively believe in kids because kids are genius. All our kids all over the world has excellent results from my family, from family of my friends. And I think some of them will come back and some of them will be, I don't know, some positive mass which can create some a more relevant opinion about Bosnia, about people which living on Balkan.
But action must be taken soon to ensure that youngsters like these will have a future in their homeland. Bosnia's post-war economy is performing a precarious balancing act with no safety net. Unemployment is high, around 40%, and in recent years, international aid has been cut back. The war is over, peace is held, so far. But as refugees return in large numbers, young people want to leave. A study by the United Nations Development Programme found that 62% of young Bosnians would like to emigrate.
Well, many of my friends died. A lot of them left, and some of them are preparing in next year or two to leave for America, Australia, or New Zealand, somewhere else, because of the low standard and less and less opportunities of getting job. So a lot of young people decided to leave Bosnia.
Bosnia's stability faces another threat. The international force won't stay forever, and pressure is growing among contributors for reductions. Many Bosnians fear for the future if the force leaves before Bosnia is ready to stand alone.